In this segment, Stephanie Miller is joined by Malcolm Nance. Together, the two talk Trump's crazy week in court and where his cases may go from here. Here's Stephanie.
Trump has a history of presenting conflicting arguments to suit him in the moment. He argued he was an officer of the U.S. in E.G. and Carroll to get Bill Barr to have the DOJ represent him, but argued he's not an officer of the U.S. in the 14th Amendment case. That's why this ridiculous lawyer that desperately needs a lozenge, he's on tape arguing the opposite in the impeachment. That, this is for a court of law. And now that we're in the, a court of law, he's like, oh, no, you have to impeach it. I mean, it's so ridiculous. Denise tweets, the country that was founded because people were sick of having a king now has to take this to the Supreme Court to decide if we have a king or not. This is what America has come to, thanks to the Republican Party selling its craven soul to Donald Trump. Thanks again, Mitch, by the way, who, by the way, yesterday had no comment, just doesn't want to get involved now. Oh, my God. What were your thoughts yesterday? Watching, not that his lawyers say, oh, yes, he can get SEAL Team 6 to assassinate people and not be charged. And then Trump not disavowing violence again.
Yeah, qualified immunity is what he said. And when Trump, after the lawyer made that insane comment, and there's been great debate on Twitter and on my Substack about, hey, is this possible? We've actually had hundreds of military officers who adore and worship Trump like a god, right? Like a god. So don't tell me that the chain of command would disobey or would not carry out an unlawful order like that, because if the president receives immunity and becomes immune to prosecution, technically he is king, and that order would be lawful. He actually has pardoned SEALs who were war criminals and convicted and expunged their convictions. So don't tell me that scenario is hypothetical. But let's say for a second that it is, right? The president orders the murder of his political opponent. If that's the case and Donald Trump is found, let's say that the courts lose their mind and the Supreme Court lose their mind. He has given Joe Biden full immunity from everything. Mm-hmm. Everything. Yep. Biden could say right now, Donald Trump can no longer run for president. And he'd be immune. Mm-hmm. All he'd have to do is make sure that before an impeachment that he resigns his office, no matter what it is. They don't seem to understand that this is a two-sided sword. But, just like you said, we did not elect kings in this country. We elected men who turn over power every 4 years. And Donald Trump desperately needs that power back to stay out of prison.
Well, yeah, you're right. In a second Trump administration, there'll be no more Defense Secretary Mark Espers, who said Trump is the biggest threat to our democracy, right?
No. Yeah, they're definitely.
He already ordered the military to shoot Americans. I mean.
And now when they say that we have lots of guardrails, the entire process of the Trump existence in the political body politic has been about the destruction of guardrails. Okay, these are not your maintenance teams putting them up. Okay, these are careering out of control 16-wheelers, 18-wheelers crashing through every guardrail that they can and laughing at the destruction at the bottom of the hill. And that destruction is the American way of governance. Which brings me to my rant of the day.
Here we go.
Since you got it out there, I'm hearing a lot of people saying they won't vote, or they won't vote for Joe Biden, or they're going to vote for Robert F. Kennedy Jr. You're voting for the destruction of American democracy. You're voting for Trump. If Palestine is your single issue, imagine what the camps to deport Palestinians that Trump has promised he would do. He would deport anyone that criticizes Israel or supports Palestine. I don't know what's wrong with all of you, but you better get your acts together, because this is the destruction of everything you hold dear. This time it's for keeps.
By the way, as if things could get more depressing, since you brought up the Middle East, you retweeted U.S. defense officials and members of the Biden administration have reportedly begun to understand in recent weeks that negotiations have almost totally failed and that a major regional war in the Middle East may soon be imminent, with several battle plans and contingencies. Oh, holy crap. I mean, the other profoundly depressing headline over the holidays was U.S. intelligence analysis warns that Hamas's influence has grown since its attack on Israel.